Welcome to You Multicultural channel. Today at the Newcomers Network, we will be talking about language barriers that newcomers face when they arrive to Canada. And I have a special guest as always, and she's Faezeh. Hi, Faezeh.
Hello there. Thank you so much for having me. I really be appreciated for your invitation. Thank you so much.
I am so happy to have you. I would like you to talk about yourself to our audience before we start our talk.
Oh, sure. Of course, you know that. But by the way, this is Faezeh. My last name is Khadem. It's hard, I know that. But I'm an English teacher here, so my students knows me like Faezeh. It's easy, yeah? So these days, I'm doing some kind of another job like customer advisor and teaching English and mentoring. Mentoring is some kind of special things that I just graduated from. It's from University of Winnipeg, and we are helping people to finding their career, their job career, and how to writing resume, CV, cover letter, because it's really important to how to be introduce yourself for the very first.
This space is created for newcomers to bring important information about settling in Canada. And I see that some of the challenges that people face usually are the language barriers. English is very important because you are living in an English-speaking country. So I would like us to discuss a little bit about why is English important, because sometimes people say, oh no, I don't have to speak English and I will learn when I get to Canada. But it's really important.
It's really important. To be honest, I just wanted to talk about it a lot. And, I have engaged with lots of students. If you are mother, if you are father, if you are just living alone, you need to speak with people. We are a person, we need to communicate with each other. And because we are coming from another place and we already have our backgrounds and we just already have our personalities, we wanted to show another people the same kind of things that we are, but we can't because we can't speak, yeah? So for newcomers, this is a really big challenge, more than kind of things that we can think about it, because at least, we can speak English, yeah? Just imagine you wanted to talk about some kind of little things in French. Just put it yourself in that area. So sometimes I just put it myself in shoes of my students, and I totally understand how much it's going to be hard and challenging. For example, just imagine you wanted to have your children to school, or I don't know, kindergarten, and another mother could just coming to you. You wanted to say something about, for example, breakfast, I don't know, some kind of things that has happened in school, but you can't speak.
For example, the first time you are going to enroll your children at school,
exactly,
and they ask you questions. Or also when you are going to buy a house or a car. What about when you're going to the doctor?
Yeah, exactly. That's a really good kind of things that you mentioned this. Because, we really wanted to say that what is going on with our body, but we can't, yeah? So English is really important in these days. All of this are just totally correct, but another kind of things, it's just happening for some kind of people that they're professional and they wanted to find job,
Yeah.
Just, for example, they have their master degrees, not just bachelor. They have some kind of sometimes I have these kind of students, they had their PhD or I don't know, another kind of really high levels in their home country. But right now they can't speak because they are not, so dominant for speaking it in front of, for example, their manager. Or even though they just wanted to find some kind of jobs and they're not preparing good in their interviews.
Yeah. And sometimes people want good jobs. But if you don't speak English, this is the first step.
Exactly.
And something that I usually tell the people, coming to Canada, it's not something that happens in a bit. It takes time. A process for you to come to Canada might take a year, 2 years, maybe more. So if you know that you're coming to Canada, you can get ready before. Don't wait to arrive here to learn, because there are so many challenges that we newcomers face. And adding to that challenge, the language makes it harder.
Exactly. You just mentioned something that's so nice, because, some kind of people think about that, okay, if we go to this school, if we just watching this YouTube channel, it's going to be like 5 months, 6 months, it's finished. I'm going to be a god of English. It's not going to be happen, even though sometimes some kind of people that are engaging with English from their, I don't know, child ages, as a kid, they're still having some kind of problems. You know why? Because you are thinking about changing, some kind of things in your mind to making another sentence, translating
from your language.
Yeah. And it's going to be so hard if your first language is going to be like, for example, 20 years, 30 years, and you don't have any idea about another language as a second language, or you just wanted to have just jobs, find another kind of educational or work career here. It's going to be so hard.
For your daily life. You need English for your daily life.
Yeah, exactly.
Even when you go to the store and you have to pay, sometimes someone asks you. Also, there are so many jobs, even for cleaning jobs, you need to speak English to understand the procedures. You need to read policies. You need to understand other people too. When you're working, your colleagues, you really need English.
Exactly. And you mentioned something like be patient for understanding English. It's not going to be like, for example, some months. It's going to be maybe years, because you are thinking about another things in another culture. It's not just English. It's not just vocabulary. I have a question for you. Have you ever think about why we are not memorizing words from dictionary? Why? Dictionaries are really nice. Or maybe flashcards. Why English teachers or these kind of special people just mention that increase your listening or listen to movies or series. Do you think that why? Have you ever think about this?
I might be wrong, but I think it's because you don't speak only using words. You need to communicate.
Exactly. English as a communication, it's important. For example, just imagine you saw a part of movie, and in that movie it mentioned, I can't stand fish. I can't stand fish? What is going on? Yeah. So it is hating fish. Of course, it's not me. I'm not hating fish at all. It's my favorite things. But by the way, I can't stand fish. If you wanted to open the dictionary and just memorize some kind of word, have you ever faced this kind of
You won't understand it.
Yeah. So it is necessary to put it yourself in situations of environment that English is just for, as you mentioned, daily activities. Just simple kind of listening that lead you to understand some kind of things that is occurred every day as a simple things. Yeah, like for example, how I know about I can stand fish. It's exactly I hate fish. Yeah. So we, as an English teacher, we sometimes you're translating some kind of things. You should just know about as an English people. It's wrong because, for most of our lives, we're just living like this, We think in our language. We just communicate in our language. And it is really hard if we wanted to be a person that, if we wanted to say that I hate fish, I say that I can't stand fish. So we should know about some kind of things with listening. And other kind of things, where is going on, like as an English teachers, we always explain to our students, once you are going to be nice in another language as a second language, if you wanted to listen it more and read more. We have reading, listening, speaking, and writing, yeah?
Yes.
Your speaking skills and your writing skills is the result of reading and listening.
Wow.
Yeah. Once you read more, once you listen more, oh my God, I got it. Yeah. You just be so satisfied about what is going on with the process that it is going on to be a better version of yourself in English.
So this is a good tip.
Yeah.
To improve your writing, read more. And to improve your speaking, listen more.
That's it.
I studied English when I was 12.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. And then I went to university and I graduated. I studied English literature for 4 years. I traveled to United States and I lived there for about 6 months. And I still feel challenged with English.
Yes.
So sometimes, many times, I make lots of mistakes. But something that I usually tell the people, it's okay to make mistakes. Don't feel ashamed. Because even in your own language, sometimes you find it hard to find the word, or maybe your writing, it doesn't have to be perfect. And sometimes we're very hard with ourselves.
Yeah, that's really correct. You know why? What is going on right now? If you're changing your vocabularies, you are thinking about these kind of vocabularies and you are going to create a kind of sentences regarding that, yeah? As you mentioned, these times I'm just listening some kind of podcasts, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And these kind of podcast hosts are just explaining about, as a fluent person, we have some kind of problems in our speaking as well. Like for example, my friend and I talk with my teacher to do something, or if we should just say that I by myself and my friend do blah blah blah. When we are just putting another pronouns for the first, and then we just starting, or maybe sometimes objective pronouns and subjective pronouns. I saw my mother and her daughter. I don't know, or I just saw she and her mother in the street. What is the correct one? Sometimes the fluent people are just making mistakes in these areas as well. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, people. If you are, graduated, if you are just starting English as a beginner, just let yourself to speak about it. Don't worry about it. And another kind of things that I just moved in Canada, I see by myself, it would be better. It's Canadian people are really nice. You know why? Because we're just coming from different kind of cultures.
They know.
And we know how much is going to be hard for speaking as a second language. So we just give it this opportunity to you to speak it as well. And even though nice, real Canadian people as well, they're really patient and kind with us, yeah? So it doesn't matter that you fear about, okay, I should put it subject here and then another verb. Should I just put it object, or should I just do some kind of things? It doesn't matter about grammatically problems. Just let yourself to be yourself and show whatever you want, because words help you to support whatever you want, the content that it is created in your mind.
What is really important is that people understand you.
Yeah, because you're trying to do something. Oh my God, I just wanted to say something so funny. Last time, sometimes, why I just saying this? Because sometimes another feelings just affected whatever you want. Like, for example, scaring, being in situations that you are upset, or being an angry person just affected on whatever you want to say in another language. So just imagine what is going on. It is a real kind of story that I'm saying to you. It's about 2 or 3 months ago. You can't believe that it has happened with me, an English teacher. So we have some different kind of collocations and phrasal verbs. It is a passed away, and we have passed out. For some kind of your audiences that they don't know about this, pass out it means like you're faint, yeah? It's just maybe you work a lot, you didn't eat your breakfast, yeah? You just pass out. But passed away, it means die. You just be die, yeah? So some kind of things happen for my cousin. You can't imagine. I don't know. Can you guess what is going on? Something happened for my colleague, and I just went to HR. I said, okay, you know what is going on? My colleague, for example, just passed away. I'm so sorry. It has happened. And you know, my other HR colleagues, huh? Passed away. And so I'm so sorry. Passed out. And you know, in that time, because you affected with, you know, feelings for your colleague, because you just be scared about what is going on, so it is affected on yourself. And even though if you are an English teacher and teach this passed away and passed out for long years, maybe it is affected on your speaking. So no worries about it. In that time, especially in that time, it has just happened, story that I explained it. So, you know, my HR colleagues just understand that we both are laughing and just finding some kind of another solution. Okay, so that's happening. Yeah, it is going to be
the English teacher.
Yeah, for an English teacher. So no worries about some kind of things. People are really nice. And you by yourself.
And even when you're working with newcomers.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're working with other newcomers.
Yeah.
You won't find the words, but they will understand you. And they understand.
And even though if you are struggling with this kind of situations, you're stuck in these situations, the best way it's describing whatever you want with another word. You know, for example, if you really...
Paraphrasing?
Yeah. If you really don't remember about, okay, the word of postponing, you can say that, okay, I want to do my work in another time, like tomorrow. And it's okay. This is postponing.
Yeah. You know, something that we struggle a lot, more with the listening rather than with the speaking. It's that we all are coming from different countries. It's very difficult for me to pronounce your last name because I don't have those sounds in my language. The same with English. We have English sounds that we don't have in Spanish. I know that in your language it's the same. So for you to articulate certain sounds is hard. And you will struggle to pronounce as it should be. Something that happens in Spanish is we don't have the r, we have the r. So some people might say, how are you, instead of how are you?
Yes.
So when I say how are you, it's going to be hard for you to understand me. But as soon as we start interacting, you will understand that every time I say a word with the letter R and I say
yeah,
you will understand everything that I say. And we struggle with the listening when we are interacting with people from different language and backgrounds, because it's very hard to pronounce those sounds.
Yeah, exactly. You know, another solution that would help you to just make sure that what is going on and what exactly word you are hearing, it's this kind of things that I am going to explain. You know, we have some kind of things like critical thinking. What does it mean? If I'm just talking about some kind of things like traveling, like sea, and I just say that I really like sandy beaches, and another newcomer said, okay, sandy beach? Why? So sandwich.
Or sandwich.
Yeah, it's not any kind of related to talking about traveling or just being in sea, you know, near sea, near beach. So this is sandy beach. Okay, Faezeh, this is sandy beach, not sandwich. Yeah. Yeah. So put it yourself, yeah, in some kind of situation.
I didn't get it when you...
Yeah, in some kind of situations, okay. Right now, the speaker is thinking about food, about, I don't know, menus, about whatever. So this is sandwich, not sandy beach. Yeah. So this is really important about the speaking. Yeah, that you.
Yeah, when you don't understand someone, just to use that word in the context. That's what you mean.
Exactly.
So it's easier for us to understand because sometimes we just we are blocked with one word. Or what is that? What is that? But if you think about everything that this person
You got
said,
it, the concept.
I have never thought about that.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's it. It's just happening in English as well. And another kind of practicing, it's like, pronunciation. To be honest, my dear newcomers, students, friends, whatever, please practice with correct pronunciation. Because, once you wanted to speak fast, you just put it correct pronunciation another and just wanted to say whatever, it isn't correct. In this way, another people around you are going to be more angrier than if you wanted to start something to say slowly but correctly. You know what is going on with some kind of special people that coming from different kind of countries? We said that, okay, these people are speaking fast, these people are speaking slowly. Don't worry about this kind of brands that we just put it in people, and just be yourself. Try to pronounce everything correctly, and don't worry about your fluency, because after a while you be a little more faster than kind of things that I'm just talking right now. Yeah, so don't worry about your speed, just make sure about your doing every kind of words correctly.
Pronunciation, vocabulary, finding the words, pronouncing them properly. By the end of each show or program in here, I watched the video and I said, oh, I said this wrong. I should have said,
yeah.
I did this. I said this. And I'm pushing and pushing, and I always find something.
Don't be perfectionist. If you be perfectionist, you'll never ever learn another language, because you just wanted to say, okay, I should do it like as an adjective for describing nouns and using adverb, describing verbs. So if I say that I am doing well or I'm doing good, what should
I said
say?
past,
Oh
then
my
you
God,
go present.
Is it? Yeah. Don't worry about to be a perfectionist. No, you are just yourself, and you wanted to say some kind of things to just show your meaning. And after a while, as you mentioned for the very first of our speaking, our communication, you mentioned, it's not just, okay, I do 3 months for vocabulary and then I just be a god of another language. No, it's a process. Yeah. Even though it's just going to be really better after a while, after some kind of years. Yeah. So be patient. Please be patient with your English, improvement, because it is just happening in a while.
It takes time, but there are many resources that we can use during this time that you say it's going to take a few years, but there are resources during this time that will help you improve.
Exactly.
Be more proficient in your language. And some of them are YouTube, for example.
Yeah.
There are many apps too.
Yeah, I'm going to help you. Some of us are just Android persons. Some of us are, ISO person. So don't worry about it. Because for all of these kind of applications, you can find some kind of things that is suit for you. And I'm going to advise my students in this way. For 1 week, started with one application. And, maybe you have one teacher that focus on some kind of application. And you say, oh my God, I really don't like this application. Okay, don't worry. It's not just the end of the world. Use another kind of application. Or, for example, sometimes I am just advising my students, listen more to YouTube channels, and I offer some kind of people, yeah? But I'm not saying that just this or just this. Why? Because, for any kind of reason, I really don't like the personality of these people that just teaching, for example, I don't know, I don't like the style of the hair. I don't like, even though some kind of things. Okay, change another teacher, but like whatever you are starting with learning English with them. Or even though sometimes I said to my students, have some kind of notebooks or, for example, pencils, colorful pens for yourself, because it is really important to enjoy whenever you are learning English.
Yeah.
And another kind of things that I just see in my students, they always are depend on their phones. Phone technology is really nice. It's just doing really great. But sometimes we're learning English, you need to write. Your mind need to just manage your fingers and do some kind of things in the paper. Please sometimes do your fingers and just do some kind of things with pencil and paper.
Right. So we have so many apps. Technology has came to change our lives and to bring resources. So technology has came to solve many problems, and we can mention those language barriers.
For applications, it's really nice. Like, for example, Android people, iOS people can find their applications whatever they want. But another kind of things that is really nice and easier to find it here, it's YouTube channels. Or even though if you wanted to have some kind of things more easier and being free, it's online classes. Here in Canada, we have some different kind of programs for newcomers if they are just having their permanent residency, or, for example, they just have their work permit, study permit, whatever. It doesn't matter. They have some special programs for these kind of people as a newcomers. And this depends on which kind of area you are living. Like, for example, in different kind of provinces is a little different. But Link is some kind of things that is for whole of Canada. If you search free English online classes, free English online classes, you can find whatever you want, like English online, some kind of English conversation, a coffee meeting. All of them are just online, after coronavirus situation. These kind of programs, thinking about how going to be more user-friendly with people. So this is going to be online classes. Yeah.
Free online English classes.
Yeah. Oh. And even the conversation classes, because you can see another people are just joining to the online classes, and you have a instructor and just helping you how
and
to...
who's paying that?
Yeah. It is government programs, all of them. Fortunately, I really like these kind of programs, and I'm working as an English teacher with these kind of programs. Yeah, immigrant centers, Manitoba Start. And if you are just listening us from another provinces, you have another kind of programs. Yeah, all of the provinces in Canada, especially in Canada, just providing free online classes.
Yeah, and community centers, many non-for-profit churches. The mosque.
That's really nice kind of things.
They offer free English conversation circles. And something that can help is volunteering if you're not working, or even if you're working, practice it at work.
Once I moved here, some kind of my lovely friends, advised me if I started with volunteer work. And I said, oh my God, really? So... But, I was a person that really helping people, making me satisfied. So I started with volunteer jobs, like, even though teaching English. But it's not just teaching English. As you mentioned, I know some kind of my friends that coming from Iran that they're, druggist doctors, working in some kind of drugstore. So they started with volunteer work with these kind of places. And after a while, because, they communicate nice, they behave really great, the manager said, okay, you should work with us.
Thank you so much for your time, for sharing with us those tips and your experience as a ESL teacher, or English as a second language teacher. Thank you so much, and I hope you could to come back soon.
Of course.
And of course, Thank you to you, Multicultural channel, for having us, and thank you for the audience for staying with us, supporting us, clicking like on our videos, and sharing. See you soon. Next time. See you. Bye-bye.